Hey, what's cracking, everyone? This is Mike with Just Cracked Coffee, and I got a surprise today. We finally got three new beans in line for our new production products. So, right behind me, as you see, are three full bags of burlap of coffee. So, what I'll be doing today is what I'll be doing today. I'll be opening up these for sure, and I'm going to roast each of them and start building a profile so that I could find the right production profile for Just Crack Coffee, and then hopefully we'll get these beans live and ready for production by next week. So let's get to it. And this is the packing slip that came with it. So let's see. It's one bag is Sumatra Mutu Batak, and there's a Costa Rica, and there's a Guatemala. Um, yep, and there should be three of them right there. So, and it says right here it comes with a cupping spoon. Interesting. I'm actually wondering if there's a cupping spoon in here. Doesn't seem. Well, we'll find it eventually. So yeah, let's cut this open and let's give it a try. So I'm gonna open up the Sumatra from Indonesia, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so I got it open. I got the straps all taken care of. Let's see what's in this guy. Oh, this is about how many kilograms are in here? So the Mutu Batak has about 30 plus kilograms in this guy. So this is a pretty heavy one. Oh, there it is. A tasting spoon. Before I do that. Oh, this is kind of like a freebie that they gave us. I'm pretty sure Tim at Bodhi Leaf, I think, or any of you guys, I just want to give Bodhi Leaf just a huge shout out here. Again, like, I'm swagging your hat. I love it a lot. Thank you so much for that too. And thank you for this. Oh. Oh, that's so cool. I'm not sure you guys could see that here. I mean, kind of like, there you go. Nice. I'm not sure you guys could even see it right there, roughly. There's the Bodhi Leaf icon there. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yep. Bodhi Leaf. Sorry, the glare. There it is. That's cool. Thank you, Tim, or whoever put this in here. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Definitely want to add this to my swag wall that I'm building. So let's get this back unzoomed. Yeah, look good. Cool. All right. Thank you. Thank you again. So here's this guy right here. Oh man. So let me tell a little story about this really quickly. So, make us sit on this too. All right. So when it comes to, yeah, there we go. Mutu Batak. So when we order commercial bags, when we order commercially, we have options to work with distributors all around the nation, the world too, to really get a sense of like what kind of coffee we want to put on our product page. But so what sets us different, Just Crack Coffee a little bit different, is we're not gonna just be supporting like one coffee product for the whole year. Like definitely there'll be some that will be available pretty long, but the goal of Just Crack Coffee is to expose you guys out there watching this video to more specialist coffee around the world. to really help out the farmers all around the world. And that's kind of like the mission that Just Cracked Coffee is here for, is to really expose everyone, get everyone familiar with the special coffee all around the world, and basically bring you guys closer to where it's grown. So that's kind of like the goal, what Just Cracked Coffee is trying to achieve, and this is like the first step. Like, we're definitely going to be adding a lot more products to our page. There's I'm planning to at least have like maybe 15 plus different types of beans on our site, and definitely give the variety of and choices available to you. At the same time, I'll be providing a lot of knowledge sessions to really help you and guide you on finding the coffee you really like. So we have 3 bags. These 3 is going to be going on our store in maybe a week and a half, give or take. So keep an eye out for that, and let's open this up. All right. So, be like this guy right there. Yeah, like that. Got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. That didn't take too long. Nope. Nope, sorry. That did not take too long at all. All right. Yep. So it comes in a plastic bag. Call it so you can see right here, it's kind of like the green little bag right here. This is when I was first introduced, when I was doing my research with getting buying coffee, right? This came up in my research is these bags here called grain probe bags. They're made specially to really preserve coffee. So when you're buying from Just Cracked Coffee, we can almost assure that all of coffee will be fresh. And the fact that we actually, right now, our business model is to we roast coffee fresh. There will be, at this moment, we're not prospecting shelf coffee beans, roasted coffee beans. We will roast as soon as we process your online orders that comes in. And essentially, see right here, right? It will be in this bag, tied up like this and stored, and so that will guarantee that the freshness of the coffee will be available as soon as we open it up again and roast, and then tie it up and store it back up. So I just want to, that's a really interesting, and I want to make sure that you guys understand that's kind of like the process that we're going for. So let's open this up. So I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer so you guys can see. Oh yeah. Before I even touch this, I'm gonna be safe first, so be right back. All right, put some gloves on, because I just want to touch it with my hands, but, fresh coffee beans. Oh, these are kind of pretty dense beans, actually. I could kind of feel it. There you go. So this is what coffee beans look like after when they're dried and processed at the farms, sun dried or whatever process they go through. There's actually a couple processes that I understand. I'm still kind of researching them just a little bit. There's like the natural process and like the I believe it's called the washed process. I forgot what the Mutu Batak and actually these guys, what the process was. I'll update in the description below, even like on the product details on like what kind of process, because it does kind of make a difference a little bit. Those 2 different processes, I believe the wash process tends to kind of retain the actual, like the original flavor of the coffee or the intended flavor of it, where the natural process requires some sort of fermentation. Basically what they do is when they pick the cherries for the natural process, and then they kind of like I guess they kind of semi-depulp it just a little bit, but they leave it on a little bit. Some of like the pulp of the cherry and they basically let it kind of ferment on like covered, not directly in the sunlight, I guess, and just let it ferment. That develops a little bit more of, basically it pulls more flavor out of the coffee and sometimes actually adds a little bit more to it. But the coffee's hair smells really good. So, but yeah, just a little fun tidbit of information that I'm still learning myself, but I'm going to learn more, and hopefully you guys learn too with me. So, all right, so kind of shift the camera a little bit so you can actually see what's in here. But yeah, it's like endless pit of coffee in here, and I can't wait to get this all in your hands. But yeah, it smells really smooth. Like when you first open a bag of coffee, the first thing you typically would smell is like, I guess, like hay, grass. Kind of smell like here, but it's not too bad compared to some other coffees that I've been accustomed to. Some of the Ethiopians and stuff like that. But this has a really good aroma to it. It's really, it's kind of like tea and just a slight fruit accent to it. That's really good. Let's open the other bags, and I'm gonna open the other bags and get them all. I'm gonna weigh them out, and I'm gonna roast them soon. So, open the next bag. Be right back. Hey everyone. So I'm here again. I opened up the Guatemalan. Ooh, it actually smells really good. So, actually, what I want to do for you guys is bring a comparison of these two different beans together. Do one bean. All right, so here's a little closer shot of this. On the left right here, I see on this bean, this is the Mutu Batak, the Indonesian one. On the right is the Guatemalan. I just opened up right here. Well, it's kind of zoomed out a little bit, but right there, that guy right there. I just opened it up. So each being pretty unique by itself. An obvious sight for me is the color, right? This is a little bit darker tone to it. This is kind of a little paler compared to it. The Guatemalan, I mean. In terms of size, you put it side by side, they're pretty much the same size. Yeah, give or take, it's about the same. Yeah, you could definitely see the color difference on the camera. And in terms of density, they're pretty. I'll think about it. It's really hard. It's gonna be hard to tell. The only way I could do is using science. I'm going to actually measure it out later, and I'll post the density information later on the website of each bean. I'm actually going to be updating the website with a little bit more information of each beans to kind of give you guys a little bit more idea, like what the beans are and like what the characteristics are. Yeah, it's cool. So I'm going to open the last one, the Costa Rica, and I'll make a 3 comparison. Be right back. So on the left is the Mutu Batak, the Indonesian. The one in the middle is the one I just opened now, is the Costa Rica. On the far right, my right, so your left, is the Guatemalan. Guatemalan and the Costa Rica, they're pretty much the same tint of color. The Mutu Batak is obviously the little bit more different color here. So I mean, like if I were to guess, maybe this one's naturally. This could be a natural, maybe. I could be totally wrong, but I don't know. I'm still learning myself, but it's pretty cool. I don't know. For some reason, I like looking at these beans, just like comparing them and just see what kind of characteristics. See if I could like kind of guess what characteristics of flavor they're gonna have. It's kind of a game to play sometimes, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, so the next thing I'm gonna be doing is be roasting each of these beans. So let's go ahead and get to it. Roast each of the beans, and I'm gonna find just like a rough profile of the bean, roughly, and I'll actually, for each of the beans, I'm gonna follow the same profile I did for the Guji a little bit. And then the cupping is the only way we're going to find out what flavor each of these come out. And from the cupping, that will probably give me like a feedback loop on like what I need to do specifically to adjust the profile based on a template profile that I'm using for the Guji. So, but yeah, it's basically just science from here. We try and find a good profile. So we're going to be doing that today. So give me a moment. I'm going to set up and I'll roast. And here's a time lapse of me roasting. So be right back. All right, everyone, just finished roasting all three of the coffee beans, the Indonesian, the Costa Rican, and the Guatemalan. So what you guys see right in front of you are from the left to right, well, from your right to your left, would be the Costa right here. Actually, I lied. This is the Indonesian, this is the Costa Rica, and this is the Guatemalan right here. In front of me, I got 3 cups. I have already already ground 8 grams each, and then filled about 150 milliliters of 200-degree hot water. And so right now, we're about 2 minutes in right now, and we're just gonna let this steep for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna come back really quickly, and we're gonna get started to taste the coffee. So I'll be right back. So, I got my tasting spoons already, and it's pretty much steeped. So I'm gonna give it kind of like a little whiff before I break the crust. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So when we cup, or when I learn to cup, is that I tend to kind of give the crust a little smell, just trying to like invite my senses first. There's a little orange in here in the Indonesian. It's really fruity. Smell cherries in here. It's really bright for sure. So I'm going to the next one here. This is the Costa Rica. Actually, my cap's in the way. Not as bright as the Indonesian, but really deep in like chocolate. It's kind of like a dark cocoa. Slightly acidic, just slightly. It's not as bright as this guy. And the last one, the Guatemalan. Oh, yep. It's definitely a little bit more on the non-fruity side, for sure. There's definitely some like really deep caramel. Smells really sugary. Really sweet smelling. Yeah, it's like kind of like a caramel, like kind of sweet. Has a little bitter kind of smell to it. All right, I'm gonna break open the Indonesian first. Oh yeah, so it's definitely fruity, has that orange note to it. Oh, that's really sweet, actually. It's not really acidic as I first thought it would be. It's there, but it's actually I kind of taste apples. Apples. Little orange in here. It's really bright though. but not really bright. Like when I say bright, I think I'm kind of referring to like kind of like citrusy. It's there, but it's not really like acidic. It's right at the cusp of it. It's really light though. So the Indonesian, right? I taste apples, oranges, slightly acidic, but the aroma is really bright citrus notes to it. There is a notable orange aroma to it. Okay, I'm just gonna keep on circulating around this. All right, so the Costa Rica would be next. Let's give it a go. Break open the crust. This is definitely, I feel like this is gonna be a little bit more like, kind of a little bit bitter, maybe like a little more like bold mouthfeel to it. Yeah, it's definitely, there's some chocolate notes in here. Actually, one second. Let me actually get my handy dandy color wheel. Yeah, this is actually really helpful. I forgot all about this. Let's see. So it's definitely on the chocolate side. I'm gonna see if I could find some of like the dark chocolate in there maybe. We'll see. Oh, I was right on the money. There's definitely some dark chocolate. It's a little bit bitter, like a bitter dark chocolate. Okay. I think I might have tasted some vanilla. I think there's some vanilla in there. There's like kind of like a sweet aftertaste when you swallow it, right in the back of the throat. Wait, I think I have some floral notes in here. Yeah. It's kind of like a little subtle tea flavor, like a dried tea leaves. The only thing I could probably see is closer here. I'm thinking around like maybe like a jasmine tea. So, dark chocolate for the Costa. Slight sweet vanilla and some floral notes. Leaning towards some jasmine. And I gotta say, like, sensory coffee stuff is like kind of like the worst thing that I need to kind of improve on, for sure. So hence I'm planning to take a sensory course with Mill City Roasters, the folks that actually I got my roaster I bought my roaster from, and I'm really excited for that in January. I definitely need to improve my sensory, which is one of my weaknesses, but learning as I go. So next one, this is the Guatemalan. The crust is still here, didn't really fully break. It's good. Oh yeah, it's really sweet smelling. Oh, that's sweet. By far, the Guatemalan is actually sweeter than these two. This could be like a really good dessert coffee drink. Kind of leaning a little bit towards like just can't really. It's just straight up sweet. Maybe like what I'm tasting is like the caramel. I'm definitely has like kind of bitterness in there. The aroma, the caramel aroma's in here. So I'm just gonna say caramel. Caramel, but on the sweeter side. Oh yeah. There's some toffee. Like it's kind of like syrupy mouthfeel. It literally coats the whole mouth. So I'll say kind of syrupy, molasses maybe. There's some, just a tiny bit of acidicness that kind of rounds the whole thing. The caramel, basically it kind of helps the caramel. A really good tamarind flavor to it. It's like the concentrate that you would buy at a grocery store for like Thai cooking. I do a lot of that on the side. And, but it's not really strong tamarind flavor. Oh, that's really sweet. Definitely sweeter. Okay, so I'm gonna let it cool down for a little bit, for another minute, and then we're gonna come back and give it another go. So we're gonna keep on going until it's like cold, like room temperature cold. So yeah, I'll be right back in a minute. Hey, all right, I'm back again. We wait about roughly a minute. It's kind of warm now to the touch, not like 200 degrees. I would probably guess about maybe like 115, 120 degrees right now. And so the goal here is to really like test the coffee, kind of push it to its limits, so that I know like what I can use it for specifically, and make my recommendations as a coffee roaster to my clients, to my customers. And like say for example, if like you like cold brew, this is what I would recommend. If you like doing espresso shots, this is what I would recommend. French press, vice versa, stuff like that, right? And so a little recap on where we're at. After kind of going through my notes, the Indonesian exhibited the kind of like apple, oranges, like kind of like a tropical fruit, if you will, like kind of close to that pineapple, passion fruit, and it did have a little slight acidicness to it. Kind of brings out the brightness of the coffee, and it's overall really fruity coffee. The Indonesian, the Mutu Batak. Hopefully I pronounced it right. And the Costa Rica, where we left off on that, definitely had a dark chocolate mouthfeel to it. There's a slight sweet vanilla sweetness to it, and kind of with some brown sugar. And there are some flower notes kind of in the back of the aftertaste, kind of leaning towards a jasmine. Yeah. Definitely some floral notes in there. And the Guatemalan, where we left off on that, it's definitely a really sweet coffee. It has a really sweet caramel toffee-like kind of syrupiness to it. We found some hazelnut flavor in it, tamarind, and some sweeter side of caramel. Caramel. I digress. So I'm gonna give this a try again at room temperature. All right. So the Indonesian. Oh, that is super bright. That's really fruity. That's like the first thing that hit my tongue was like citrus, apple, oranges. Not even apple anymore, actually. It's more like kind of like sour, like star fruit. I wouldn't say sour. It's just like the citrus is just really strong now. When the coffee cools down, it's just like the particles in there start to settle, and it's just like more of like that fruitiness. It's kind of at the top of it. So I'm gonna make a note here. Coolness, room temp, the citrus notes, and fruitiness are brighter than when it was hot. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the Costa Rica. Ooh, I'm feeling wired right now. That just went kind of acidic, just a bit right there. I'm not certain if it was just because of this overpowering my tongue. I have a solution. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I just got a cup of seltzer water, carbonated water. Basically, it's a good palate cleanser. All right, reset my palate. Let's give this a go again. Yeah, definitely this overpowered this. There are some acidic notes to this, but it's actually the same one. Like I kind of mentioned earlier. Yep, just a slight citrus notes in here. Yep, right about here. Yep, and definitely the chocolate's still there. Brown sugar still there. Now the chocolate's really taking over this cup now. I don't actually taste the floral notes anymore, actually. And there's like a slight sweetness at the aftertaste, which I kind of like lean towards the brown sugar now, for sure. All right, I'm gonna cleanse my palate again. All right, palate resetted. Let's do this again. So Guatemalan. It's really sweet smell. Oh, sweetness, it's still there. Like compared to all this one by far is my favorite, Guatemalan. Do a lot with this coffee. Definitely, and like, don't get me wrong, I like all this coffee. I like the Indonesian. You could definitely do a really good soothing pour over with this guy. With this guy, it could be like I could use this for like a French press. Maybe a pour over too, for sure. I would recommend. I would like this actually as like an espresso shot. Because I feel like if I were to do an espresso shot for this, it'll be really bitter. But if I were to do an espresso shot for this, I feel like it's going to be a sweet espresso shot. I'm really excited to pull some shots off of this guy as soon as these guys kind of degas in a couple of days, which I'll probably update in my Instagram, Facebook page, give you guys a kind of update on that. But overall, this actually retained a lot of the flavor that I was initially tasting earlier, whereas this one lost its floral notes, and the dark chocolate really took over towards the end of the tasting. And this is just like overall bright. Like imagine sitting on a bright summer day and you're just drinking this. It could be like a cold brew or whatever, or even a pour over, or even like a rainy day. This will be a really good light cup of coffee. We'll have some floral notes, and it will definitely brighten your day, like pun not intended. And overall, I had fun today, and it's just like a really good experience. It's my first time really like roasting multiple different types of coffee and comparing them all together. It's definitely a lot to take in, but I have to keep on pushing myself to really become a master roaster that I'm looking forward to become. And it's going to be a long journey, but it's going to be a fun journey. I'm definitely going to be enjoying this, and I can't wait to put this on the store soon. So I'm going to be doing a couple more cup profiles, especially with these two. I think I'm going to keep the profile how I did for the Guji for this guy. I'm not going to make any changes. I think actually I like where this is at. This guy, I think I'm going to shorten it a little bit so that I could bring out more of the floral notes to this coffee and lessen the bitterness. So especially when we roast longer coffee, it gets deeper flavor, more mouthfeel. But if you roast it shorter, it becomes more acidic, becomes a little bit more brighter. This was actually, the brightness is good, but I'm actually interested to see if I could roast this just a little bit longer to see if I could pull out a little bit more of like kind of like a rounder flavor to it, because I wonder if this would taste great if we had some sort of like mouthfeel bold flavors to it, like kind of like chocolate. I'm simply going to introduce some chocolate, some caramelization in here. I'll see it because they'll be really good, like kind of like a really fruity dessert essentially is what I'm seeing right here. This is just straight up like sugary caramel toffee. This is a kind of like right in the middle. Like you probably expect to have more of a like a deep chocolate dessert coffee too. But overall, I like all of them. It's good. This is going to be introducing a lot of variety to the Just Cracked coffee store. All right, guys, that was fun. So please hit us at our Facebook page, Just Cracked Coffee. If you search on the search bar, you'll be able to find us there. Or hit this link right here. I'll post a link in the description below. And our IG at Mike is Wired. I post a lot of my product updates and just basically everything there. So keep an eye out there. You find it right here and the description below too. And also hit the like and subscribe button. And also please add a comment below on any suggestions for future content to our channel. Right now our direction is to really create more of these type of coffee tasting videos so that you guys are a little bit more exposed to more specialty coffee around the world. So other than that, everyone please stay safe and have a happy new year. And this is Mike again with Just Crack Coffee. Signing off. Cheers.